Welcome back to my channel. My previous episode, we take a look at radicals and various kinds of radicals that we have. Before I commence today's class, I would like you all to please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new to my channel. And please click on the notification bell to receive new notification whenever I release my videos. Thank you. Now, let's take a look at today's topic. Chemical formula. Formula, as you know in mathematics, when we said formula simply means combination of different variables altogether. Now, in this case here, chemicals can also form what? Formulas. Now, chemical formulas are formed, or let me say, it is the combination of two or more radicals. Or let's say, majorly, chemical formulas is the combination of what? Two or more radicals to form a compound or a molecule. You see, when radicals combine together, they can combine in different ways. They can combine with each other. Two different radicals can combine, for example, a positive radical, which is cation, can combine with a negative radical, which is an anion, to form a compound, which is a formula unit. Formula units. When they form that kind of compound, we call it a formula unit. Now, you see, this kind of compound, the radicals that is there, or let me say the elements that are there, they are held together by what? By a force, or let's say by bond. Altogether. Now, another thing is that some formulas are formed when two radicals are sharing their electrons. Altogether, their valence electron that they tend to share it. They form a radical. They form what? Chemical formula. Altogether, I won't go in depth into this. I'll just try to give examples and take a look at questions that it asks under this chemical formula. Let's take, for instance, how do we form chemical formulas? How do we form what? Compound, chemical compounds. I'll say chemical formula, how do we form it? Now, this is how we go about that. For example, assuming I have an anion and a cation. Let's say a cation X, or let me use X. Let me say I have a cation of sodium. Sodium is meant to react with oxygen. Altogether, we want to form when sodium, which is having a sodium, reaction between sodium and oxygen to form sodium oxide. How does this occur? Let's take a look. What will be the chemical formula of this if sodium reacts with oxygen? Now, we know that sodium, as we are saying, sodium has a valency of +1. Sodium has what? A valency of +1. Now, if sodium has a valency of +1, oxygen has a valency of -2. Why? Because oxygen is a divalent element, while sodium is a monovalent cation, unlike oxygen is a divalent anion. Now, if we want to form chemical formula, we make use of their valency. For example, since you know that what sodium is having a valency of 1, I write it under it as 1. Oxygen is having a valency of 2, put it under it as what? 2. Then we'll cross multiply. In cross multiplying, I'll be having sodium is 2 here, and oxygen is having what? 1. So the chemical formula between sodium and oxygen is what? Na2O. Now let's take a look at another example. As when I have between magnesium and chlorine. We know that the magnesium is a divalent element. Chlorine is a monovalent element. Now, from here, magnesium is having 2+, while chlorine is having -. If I combine both of them, the valency of magnesium is 2, the valency of chlorine is 1. If you join their valency together, I'll be having MgCl2. This is another chemical formula, which is magnesium chloride. This is sodium oxide. Are we together like this? These are quite easy enough. Let's take a look at if we have a compound radical. For example, ammonium. Ammonium ion that is meant to bond with chlorine ion. With chlorine. Ammonium is a monovalent radical, Why? If it is bonded with chlorine, which is a what? A monovalent anion. Altogether, so a monovalent anion that wants to bond with this. I'll be having ammonium bonding with this. This is having a valency of 1. Cn is having a valency of 1. Right cross multiply, I'll be having what? NH4. NH4 times 1. We have what? Cn1. That means Cn times what? 1. Which is ammonium chloride. Let's take a look at that of nitrates. Assuming we have ammonium NH4 and reaction between ammonium and nitrates. Nitrate is a monovalent element. It's a monovalent radical. Ammonium is a what? Monovalent radical. If ammonium reacted with nitrate, we have 1, 1. I'll be cross multiplying this to have what? Ammonium NH4 NO3, which is ammonium nitrate. This is my what? Ammonium nitrate. Are we together like this? I think we are moving on. Now, let's take a look at another example. Assuming I have the reaction between hydrogen and sulfates. Please note something that what? Both sulfates and sulfites, both of them are divalent anion. Sulfate and sulfite are divalent anion. Now, if hydrogen is meant to react with sulfate or sulfites, it is going to form its acid. Now, let's take for example, if hydrogen reacted with SO4, this is 2 minus, this is hydrogen plus. If it reacted with SO4, I'll be having valence of hydrogen as 1, this is 2. If you multiply this, you'll be having a valency of, let me say, H2SO4, which is an acid. Likewise, the same thing goes to this. If I have what? H and what? SO3. This is 2 minus, this is what? Minus. You'll be having what? Sorry, this is 1. You'll be having what? 1, 2. Multiply, you'll be having what? H2SO3, which is also an acid. Are we together? Now, there's some time in which, for example, if ammonium is meant to react with sulfate, if ammonium is to react with sulfate, like ammonium and what? SO4, if they are meant to react with each other, what will you get? I have like this one here, ammonium is having +1, this is -2. If I have this one as 1, this one as what? 2. Multiplying this, you have what? NH4 into bracket 2SO4, which is ammonium sulfate. Ammonium sulfate. NH4 to SO4. This is what? Ammonium sulfate. Please note something. If I'm meant to multiply this, these two will not multiply this. You are going to bracket it before you put the what? The sulfate. Now, these great examples of how to write chemical formula. And let's take a look at example. Or let me say, one question that they ask in JAM. You see, if they are to ask you a question on this in JAM, the question is not going to come, they are not going to tell you the real element. Unlike this one that we have, you know what? The element. Now, let's take an example. Look at an example of this question that is given to us in this place. They said, the formula of the compound formed in a reaction between a trivalent metal N. A trivalent metal N. Trivalent simply means it has, so far it is metal, that should be cation. So when they said a trivalent metal N, that means it must have a valency of +3. Altogether, now, the reaction between a trivalent metal N and a tetravalent non-metal S. Now, the non-metal is S, but it is tetravalent. Tetra simply means a valency of 4, which is going to be minus. Why is it minus? Because it is non-metal. All non-metals can form anions, while majorly all metals form what? Cations. Now, from here, we want to know the reaction between both of them. What kind of formula are they going to form? That's what they need from us. How do we get this? Just write down this 3. While this one is what? 4. If you cross multiply this, we are having N4S3. This is the formula that they are going to form. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my videos. And also click on the notification bell to receive new notification whenever I release my new video. Thank you. Stay with us and also see you in my next episode. Thank you.